to the channel where the dough don't rise. Broken bakers here with the sarcastic eyes. From Danish pastries to courtroom crime, where the spelling's a mess, but the humor's prime. Pro se defendants taking the stand, with wine moms laughing, glass in hand. Mods like Marissa and Valhalla too. Irish and whiskey keep the chat in view. It's trial tribulations with a sprinkle of wit. Chats popping off, yeah, they never quit. Jamie's got the deals and the beauty hacks. Dollar store glam keeping us on track. So come for the crime, stay for the snark. Broken bakers baking up a legal spark. Mo hops in with spicy takes. Jemima's got the docs, Farrell brings the shakes. Brandon keeps it wild, Iron Rabbit keeps it chill. Together they're the dream team, streaming the thrill. With courtroom chaos and dry witty flair, we're roasting defendants, cause life's not fair. Grab your wine, your snacks and settle in. Chat's the real star, let the fun begin. It's trials, tribulations with a sprinkle of wit. Chats popping off, yeah, they never quit. Jamie's got the deals and the beauty hacks. Dollar store glam keeping us on track. So come for the crime, stay for the snark. Broken bakers baking up a legal spark. Broken Baker streaming, so don't you miss, where courtrooms and sarcasm meet Danish bliss. Mods and chat, we're keeping it clever. True crime and dry humor, now and forever.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to a little, not my usual content, but I found it very interesting. And thank you so much, Marissa, for the new intro song. Pixie doesn't like your work. But thank you, Marissa. Snowy day. Well, we might get a little bit of snow tomorrow, but yeah. Well, 3 hours ago I was writing the mod team. Is it okay to go to bed at 6 o'clock? But then Marissa sent me an article, and I'm gonna read it, and then I'm gonna have a I think I want to discuss something with you after, if you are up for that. Because, no, let's read it first, and then we discuss later what I was thinking when I read this one. Because something doesn't sit well with me after reading it. But this is from the BBC that says 5 people have now been charged. You probably all know about Liam Payne from One Direction, who fell off a balcony and sadly passed away in Argentina. He was under the influence at the time. But 5 people have now been charged in connection with it. 5 people have been charged in connection with the death of what I just said. The 31-year-old star died on the 16th of October after falling from the 3rd floor balcony of a hotel in Buenos Aires. The hotel manager, Gilda Martin, and its receptionist, Esteban Grassi, as well as Payne's friend Roger Norris, has been charged with manslaughter, Argentina's prosecutor's office says. Esquiel Pereira, who also worked at the hotel, and Brian Pace, a waiter, has been charged with supplying the drugs. Under Argentina's legal system, the prosecutor's office gathers evidence, which it then presents to a judge, who has to decide whether to proceed to trial. According to a statement released by the prosecutor's office, Judge Laura Bruniide already took the decision to proceed to the next stage on Friday. The defendant's lawyer can appeal against the decision. If their appeals are not successful, the trial's phase starts. In court documents, Judge Bruniaid, listed the charges against the 5 suspects who are referred to by their initials as it's custom in court documents at this stage of the proceedings. Hotel employee EDP is suspected of having sold Liam Payne coca on the 15th and 16th of October. Waiter BNP is also suspected of having sold coca to Liam Payne twice on the 14th of October. Payne's friend RLN is suspected of manslaughter for allegedly failing to fulfill his duty of care, assistance, and help towards the singer after having abandoned him to his luck, knowing that he was incapable of fending for himself and knowing that Payne suffered from multiple addictions. This one. No. I have a problem with this one. Hotel manager Gam is suspected of manslaughter for allegedly failing to stop Payne from being taken to his hotel rooms moments before his death. According to court papers given, Payne state the room's balcony posed a serious threat, and the manager should have ensured Payne was kept in a safe space until medical help arrived. This one I have a problem with. Chief receptionist ERG is also suspected of manslaughter for allegedly asking 3 people to drag Payne, who could not stand up, to his room instead of keeping him safe. This one I have a little bit less of a problem with. Come on. Judge Bruniaid said that she did not think that Liam Payne's friend, the hotel manager, and the receptionist had planned or wanted the death of Payne, but that their actions has created a risk to his life. If found guilty, the 3 could face sentences of between 1 and 5 years in prison. The sentence for supplying is more severe and ranges between 4 and 15 years. Judge Bruniaid has ordered the 2 accused of supplying to remain in custody. They have been summoned to appear within 24 working hours. Fernando Mato Fatjent, the lawyer representing Brian Paez, told the BBC that he advised his client not to hand himself in. He said that Brian Paez posed no flight risk and had in no way hindered the investigation. To the contrary, he had handed over his mobile phone containing chats with Liam Payne to the authorities willingly. The lawyer argued that holding Brian Paez in pretrial detention would therefore be completely unnecessary and over the top. He also argued that the prosecutor had gone too far when it had accused his client of selling droga to Payne. Mr. Medero Fatjent said that his client and Payne had spent time together, during which they had talked and did a lot of things in private. And one of those things they did was consume drugs, the lawyer said. But he insisted that no money had been exchanged and the allegations to the contrary were completely false and lacking in evidence. He also emphatically rejected articles in the Argentinian media which had described his client as Liam Payne's dealer. Back to why I wanted to do this. And yes, as more people are pointing out in chat, it's that new thing that they're using I'm not sure I can say the Coca-Cola word. So the pink stuff is apparently what they were taking. If you remember, about a month ago, I did a story from Florida with an influencer Instagram chick who plowed into a car while on the same drug. She was so high when the police found her. She was talking about being a time traveler and having what was it? She allegedly could see stuff, but this is my problem, Puddletown. You are correct in I don't know the laws in Argentina, but it's on a more principled level. They are charging him or charging them with manslaughter. You can talk about the selling the drugs. They better have some proof that money exchanged hands, and that's fine. No problem with that. Drug dealers go to the warmest pits of hell. But all these people, 3 people has caught manslaughter charges for having abandoned him to his luck, knowing he was incapable of fending for himself and knowing that he suffered from multiple addictions. So any one of you, 75 people watching right now, any one of you who are out drinking with a buddy and you take an Uber home, you leave him in his house, he decides that he's going to turn on the stove because he needs a pizza before he goes to bed, and he burns down his house. It's your fault. To me, that's just wrong. No, I'm drinking Dr. Pepper. I'm not drinking Coca-Cola. Dr. Pepper at my house. Especially when we look at the follow-up on this one. No, and that's another thing. I'll get back to do this. In November, the prosecutor's office said toxicology test revealed traces of alcohol, cocaine, and a prescription antidepressant in Payne's body. A post-mortem examination determined his cause of death was multiple trauma and internal and external hemorrhaging as a result of the fall from the hotel balcony. According to the prosecutor's office, medical reports also suggested Payne may have fallen in a state of semi or total unconsciousness. Well, if it's total unconscious, that's the best part. The prosecutor's office said this ruled out the possibility of a conscious and voluntary act by Payne, not if he was semi-unconscious, not if he was high as a kite. Many people have done the I can fly. I'm pretty sure I can fly when on different types of drugs. I know most of it is psychedelics that makes you think that. And they have concluded that the singer did not know what he was doing, nor had any comprehension of his actions. He willfully intoxicated himself. That doesn't remove his responsibility for his own actions. We say that in every single case we cover, DUI, red rum, whatever it is. Just because you chose to get high, it doesn't mean that you can shift blame. But apparently in Argentina, they think so. Speaking to U.S. Celebrity News, TMC, after Payne's death, Roger Norris said that he was a very good friend of the singer and they had spent time together on the day the star had died. He said Payne seemed playful and happy when he left him about an hour before the musician fell from the balcony. This is the guy who should have known he had multiple addictions. But if what he says is true, he seemed playful, he was happy, how should he have foreseen that an hour later he would fall off the balcony? After Payne's death, police found substances in his hotel room and objects and furniture that had been damaged. Hotel staff had made 2 calls to emergency services saying they had a guest who were taking too many drugs and alcohol and was trashing the entire room, it was previously reported. If you have two calls to EMS and they didn't respond, how have the front desk not done what they could to help? I don't know if any of you ever stayed at a hotel, but any of you been to Vegas? How many people do you see enter a hotel where they are probably a little bit too drunk, but will go up, sleep it off, puke all over the carpet, and pay for the cleaning the next day? All of those people should then have been restrained and put in a drunk tank where the hotel would have staff supervising them, or how do the prosecutor believe you could fix this problem? Because I can't see how they could have done anything else. They call him, they call the EMS. You'd think they'd just keep him down in the manager's office or something while waiting for medical assistance. Well, Haiti Mouse, if you are in a hotel and you're drunk, and the manager is saying, I am gonna restrain you in my office, are they allowed to do that? That's a very interesting question. Can the hotel staff restrain a customer? They can call the police and have you evicted. They can call the EMS and say, we need a checkup. But can a hotel restrain people and deny them access to their room if they're saying, F you, I'm going to my room? It's quite an interesting question. Thank you, Miss Shorty, for being a member for 6 months. Happy New Year to you as well. You are on New Year's Day already. Hey, Patricia. We have to have a way to keep our for-profit prisons full now that MJ is being discriminated in some states, decriminalized in some states. This is in Argentina. It has nothing to do with the American system. Happy New Year to you as well. All good. Yes, Sue. They're blaming 2 people for dealing the drugs. I have no problem with that. What my problem is his friend is now a suspect in manslaughter for allegedly failing to fulfill his duties of care, assistance, and help towards the singer after having abandoned him to his luck, knowing that he was incapable of fending for himself and knowing that he suffered from multiple addictions. The friend have previously stated he left him about an hour before he went over the balcony, where he seemed happy and playful. How did he know he was incapable of fending for himself? To me, this seems like, dare I say it, a 2-tier justice system where we need someone to pay because a famous person died. That's what, again, do like they did in the Chandler from Friends. The doctor who provided him the drugs, the assistant who got it for him, fine. To me, that's fine, but this is arbitrary. You leave someone and an hour later it happens, and you are supposed to have foreseen. You need a crystal ball. That's the one the woman in Florida had, a crystal ball. You need a crystal ball and say, he seems very happy, very playful right now. In an hour, he's going to be semi-unconscious and fall over the balcony. I need to stay here and hinder that. I really don't like it. That's my problem. No, you would never go to that hotel again. And then I would learn about it. I would never go to that hotel because if I stay at a hotel, I'm probably drinking because I'm not at home. I'm out somewhere where I'm probably partying. So I wouldn't stay at that hotel. Yeah, that's the thing. If he's a clear danger to himself or others, I guess you can restrain him, but I would think it has to be very clear. Yeah, and you will have to call the police because you can only detain a person for so long before the police has to be there or it will be kidnapping. Thank you, Bridget, for 6 months. Happy New Year to you as well. Where I work, they do restrain or kick people out who are too intoxicated people. You work at a stadium, and you can probably, like they can, if people are trashing stuff, like they did with the Courtney Clenning when she was in Las Vegas. You can pop them in the drunk tank, hold them there till the police takes over. But you can't, if he's just drunk, say, no, I'm going to restrain you. If he's not acting up, if he's not trashing the foyer or something like that, what is your legal right to do it? How is this different from Matthew Perry? That the hotel manager, the receptionist, and his friend is being charged with manslaughter. In the Matthew Perry case, it was the people who supplied him the drugs. 2 people are being charged with supplying drugs. Fine by me. Drug dealers go to the hottest pits in hell. But if you have some kind of arbitrary, unknown duty to figure out that your friend will unalive himself in an hour, that's where I see more of a vindictive court system to just punish someone than to find the truth. Blah, 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 blah. No, it's just that One Direction ended in 2016. But I just have a problem with this. These people who had nothing, failing to stop Payne from being taken to his hotel room moments before his death. What is moments? Is it an hour? Is it a minute? So, yeah. Yeah, you will get into a fight if you try to keep them. I'm finding it a bit frustrating that a grown adult can't be held responsible for their own actions. The dealers are different. I agree. Dealing drugs, lifetime in prison, no problem with me. Yeah, but it's just no, I don't care. You're ruining people's life willingly. You can go away forever. I don't care. You can do the Chinese $4 cure. I don't care. But the other 3 people, that's why I started the stream, because I got angry when I read it. No one is responsible for someone else's addiction. I agree, Sue. Is this stream in preparation? No, it's not. It's to discuss a case. This is only because he's famous. If it was someone else, this wouldn't happen. That's the other thing I was talking about. I was talking with Marissa behind the scene. How many ODs do you have in America every day? Thousands? How many pass away around the globe every single day because of drugs? How many drug dealers are charged with manslaughter? They are most likely charged with possession with intent to distribute. They're never charged with manslaughter. The doctor who sold the stuff to Matthew Perry, Michael Jackson, the doctor who stole the stuff to Prince, did any of them get dinged for manslaughter? This is why I don't like these charges. We can't. Oh, this is very wide. Probably won't be able to cover the case as is in Argentina, and it'll only be a paper case when it finally gets here. But to me, it's just very, very, very weird that these people who, again, the dealers, I'm fine with it. They supplied it, they got paid, but people who didn't restrain him. How many drunk people are walking into a hotel tonight? Tomorrow it's New Year's Eve. I think it's a big thing in New York to go see some ball drop or something. You see it on TV and the streets are full. I don't know how many tourists go and watch it. It's probably more than one. How many of them will be intoxicated when they enter their Airbnb, the hotel room, whatever they are staying at tomorrow? I know this is Argentina. It's not America. I shouldn't compare it to America, but would you have an expectancy of the hotel staff telling you, you're too drunk to go to your own room and go to sleep? It seems to me, it seems like overcharging because every day no one is charged ever unless it's a rich man that was unalive. Yeah, and this is what we see here. A famous guy went, and that's why. Uh, no, that's another thing. If they are responsible for this, how about the mounds of cocaine that is being done on every single tour right now, ongoing? Even from the most holy of the holy, oh, I'm such a good woman, I don't do anything. How many lines of coke have been snorted in different hotel rooms? Are they responsible for every single line of those as well? Because where does the responsibility end? Is it only if there's death involved? Should the next time Tay goes on tour, should everyone be body frisked before they get to enter their hotel room? I'm pretty sure you could find something. Not that I'm saying Tay is doing that, but in that entourage, there'll be something there. At least a little bit of weed. Why is it that these three people in Argentina have to pay for something a man willingly ingested? If you want to do drugs, you play the roulette. Maybe it's strong, maybe it's gonna F you up this time, maybe you'll be fine and you have a good time, but you play the roulette. Unless you got arsenic, you can't go back and complain over the quality of it. It's not how it works. So I'm just getting a little miffed that because it's a famous guy, we have to bend the law. I think he was there with his fiance. He was down there watching another one of the band members' concert. No, but I can see a lot of other people do it. No, but the problem is your clients will do it to themselves because they won't tell you that they also bought from two other dealers, and that's why they OD. And unless the deceased had a lot of money, we'll never ever hear about the ODs. No, that's the problem. It'll just be another one in the books. People even wear diapers to the ball drop as they get in line hours ahead and they can't get out of line to go to the bathroom. Forget that crap I watch on TV. That's so stupid. Well, people are stupid in general. So hotels are supposed to have airport level security. It's not their job to babysit you. What you do is on you. Exactly. I don't understand. No, it's not daycare. I was in a hotel once. I'm pretty sure I don't know how I got back to the hotel. I'm pretty sure that I was very, very drunk because I had been at a Christmas dinner, a traditional Christmas dinner in Denmark where I had way too much snaps. And I know I didn't take a cab home. I didn't have a lot of money left, so maybe I drank somewhere else. Maybe someone robbed me. Maybe I dropped it. But I woke up and in my hotel room in the middle of the night to go puke. Should they have told me you can't go into the hotel room, you're too drunk? Which I was. I was way too drunk. No, they probably just said, "Oh, he's drunk. Let's let him go in and sleep it off." Yeah, and that's the thing. It's so stupid, and that's why I did this little stream, because I think it's such a two-tier justice system we're seeing here. Because had it been John Doe and Jane Doe who tripped, fell out because they had a little sangria last night, no one would have done anything else than saying, "Yeah, F around and find out." But nope, we have a famous guy here, so now we need manslaughter charges against three people. It's To me that it just seems very excessive. I don't do anything, even in my own country, so that's uh, that's a personal choice. I came in hot complaining about these charges, but just sent me chocolate, so I'm good now. I ain't even mad. Well, you're a little mad. Uh, Probably there's licorice in one of the chocolates. Just wait. Yeah, she actually said, reading this, I can just hear Sue yelling. So, do we know if this is the norm in Argentina? I have never, ever, ever, ever heard anything like this. Um, what the heck? And again, this would be very random if they had this. Um, uh, Jody, I have the PDF, and I made it myself. But thank you so much. You live in Colorado in a green haze. Well, stay out of cars and off balconies then. We know. Oh, I mean, I think Barbie Coke is I don't know how, because I when I read that thing about the chick down in Florida, it seemed like it came from the Greek islands. There's a lot of partying going on, a lot of techno partying, because I think it's a mix between coke and amphetamines or something. So it's an upper with an upper in it or something like that. That's why it kicks. Didn't they call it a speedball or something in the olden days? I know there's a civil suit, but surprise police didn't go after the bars if Karen was super intoxicated. Yeah, that's another thing with the civil suit. You couldn't do it in Denmark. You can do it in America, but couldn't sue a bar for. In my town, we have a harbor. We have a party street that ends right in the harbor. We have every 2 or 3 years we have people falling into the harbor, and one or two of them will then not come up from the harbor again. It happens. But again, you chose to drink. You chose to go near the harbor. You could just have gone the other way where the taxis are and taking a taxi home. It's not the bar's fault that you're an idiot. That's another thing. But it's in American, you can sue for everything. So yeah. Uh, yeah, but please don't drive while you are intoxicated. That's not a good idea. Is it pink? I think it is. Yeah, but it's really hard to find. I haven't met any Argentinian lawyers so far. If I find someone, I will try and get an answer. This is not as if Payne did not willingly use the stuff and was forced ridiculous. They weren't hired to babysit. Yeah, agreed. That this is my problem with all of it. This would be the same to say that Komorowski wasn't at fault. It was the bar that was at fault. And I know they sued all the bar and got about $1 million from them. Uh, that it was the bar's fault she hit the bridal party. No, it's her fault. She willingly got intoxicated against the law, went behind the wheel, and drove. You live with the consequences of your actions. Uses that to reinforce drug using use his death to reinforce using drugs can cause. Yeah, it can. My liquor shelf. Yeah, I have all my whiskey, but I don't drink. It's to no, it's to hit the sweet spot. I think I never done it. I don't know it, but what I've read, it's to hit the sweet spot. Uh, oh, that's interesting. I'm sure it's not the employee's job description that they have to babysit drunks. No, I'm again. Argentina is not known for being a place you don't go to party. It's actually known for being one of those places you go to party. So, and Ibiza Baron, and the fondness of a certain Austrian painter. But other than that, it would be a miracle if Argentina had that law that you cannot allow a person that you subjectively have to assess saying, no, they are too drunk. You can be this drunk, but you can't be this drunk. And I, as a night manager on minimum wage, will bear the responsibility to make sure. Are you going to do breathalyzers at a hotel? Because what's the other thing that could happen? They say, no, you're too high, you're too drunk, you can't go to your room. They can't restrain you because they are not police. You have to leave the premises. He goes out, he walks right straight into traffic and is run over. That's the hotel's fault again. Yeah, I don't know. My BF's bro bought 3 hydros in Atlanta before tattoo. They were laced with fentanyl. 10 minutes he seized on the table. 3 days later, yeah. And you never know what you're gonna get. So, but I can. If you want to do it, just ruin your own life. Don't ruin everyone else's. Yes, I agree. If you drink a lot of coffee and alcohol, you also get effed up. At least if you are not a regular coffee drinker. That's why Red Bull and vodka was a big hit back in the day because when you're 18, you're not that much, or 16, you're not that much of a coffee drinker yet. Hotels will now need to install seatbelts on bar stools in case drunks fall off and hit their heads. Yeah, and they will have to breathalyze everyone, and then they will have to have a drunk tank where people can sit until they are sober enough to go to their own room that they paid for and go to sleep. That sounds like an absolutely great idea. Yeah, that's to me that's the more interesting part. If they called EMS twice and they didn't show up, why don't you shift the responsibility to the EMS because they were alerted that he was in a state where he trashed the room. So don't they bear the fault for this? I don't know. Yeah, and they want the newspapers to write about it because there was a big. I don't know how many One Direction. My kids were. I think they were One Direction fans back then. They haven't talked much about it, but again, it was a high profile case. It hit all the newspapers. So now they're just going to show some action. Likelihood of this going to trial, I don't know. Will the fans demand it in 6 months, or will they just say, nah, it's fine? It's 8 years since One Direction stopped. So it's not like they have a rabid fan base out there that's going to tear the streets up if it doesn't happen. So maybe it's just a show of force, and then they can fizzle it out later and say, well, we couldn't make it stick. Because right now they're just hitting the headlines to show, oh, we're doing something. Yeah, that could be a fun suit as well. Counter sue. No, Argentina is actually quite it's one of the better South American places. Yeah, that's another thing. If he's trashing the room, then they called. Why isn't the police there? Jamie still loves New Kids on the Block, so One Direction could have fans. And sadly, just like I said at Puddletown, I have a very, very, very sad news. Jamie and I have miscommunicated. It's my fault because I know speaky English. Tomorrow, when we do our best of 2024, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Jamie said yes, she could do it. But that's because I said New Year's Day, which I meant was the day of New Year's Eve. Jamie thought it meant the 1st of January. Jamie will be working tomorrow, so sadly, no Jamie will be here tomorrow. I hope she'll be in spirit and chat, because we can't do the best of 2024 without Jamie, because she is the best of 2024. But it's my fault because I know understand English, so I'm so sorry. I should learn more about American ways of saying things about special days. But we will go on. The show must go on, because even though Jamie is not here, she will still demand her $500 a day payment for being a part of the Jamie News Network. So the show will still go on at 10 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. Please go vote if you haven't already. You can still vote until 8 p.m. tonight. Then Jemima will do the final closeout, and we will. I will try and see if I can find some clips of the nominees for lawyers and stuff like that in the morning. But tomorrow will be the big finish of the year, and sadly, I am an idiot. So Jamie said yes, even though she couldn't do it. She is at work. It's her phone day. It's the worst day. I hope you will all still hang out with me, even though I know you only came to see Jamie for the last time in 2024. But it just means that we don't have to wait so much to see her in 2025. We are right now looking at a trial that might start on the 6th of January. Out of Marissa, was it Florida? I can't remember. Yeah, I know, Haley. I know. Je ne parle pas anglais. Exactly. When I saw people had been charged, I assumed something nefarious, but this is just ridiculous. Phoebe Mac, totally ridiculous. And that's why, because I don't normally cover cases like this, but I got mad when I read it, because to me, again, it is clearly a man who had a following, and now we must show we are tough asses. So, yeah. Hey, Sneaky, you're a bit late. Just change the live to the first. No, because it's not just because it's the New Year's. It's again the little thing we do where some people might be a little bit lonely on these days, and that's why I will be streaming so people have somewhere where they can hang out. I know other people will also be streaming that day. Um, I don't know if I might do something on the first as well, but did it last year as well. Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. You might need somewhere to hang, and I can be that somewhere. If you are a little bit lonely and you need someone to just be talking while you're going around, or maybe you have the house full of guests and you just need somewhere to relax, you can come into chat and yell about people. So that's why we do it tomorrow. Iris is going for the sympathy vote. Please go vote for Irish. Chattanooga. It doesn't mean anything to me. I don't know where Chattanooga is, but it's Chattanooga. Isn't there a Karen Reed hearing coming up? There is. There's a Karen Reed on the 7th of January. Part 2 of the Dr. Russell Wadir. So we're going to cover that as well. But if they're saying the case in Chattanooga starts on the 6th, it's probably seating the jury, or we can do like we've done before, be a little behind. Seems like an interesting case. I don't know if he is a Chinese citizen, but his mom was interviewed in Chinese, who stabulated a young girl. Was it 88 times? Just have to figure out. 66 times, and when I can show you. I can show you the world. That's not how it goes. I can show you the. Ba, 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 ba. La 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 la.
To be visible blood that is in the grout of the tiles.
Homicide investigator Zach Crawford says these photos were taken inside the apartment of Jason Chen, where police believe Jasmine Pace was killed.
I've never seen the amount of Blue Star reagent that I have until this case.
Crawford says detectives used the chemical Blue Star, which glows to reveal blood.
That's a lot of Blue Star. So that's the case we will be keeping an eye on. Yeah, no one is getting charged with those ones. Toss up thumbnail. So what? It's Tennessee. How should I know that Chattanooga, which sounds like a candy, is in Tennessee? Because the only candy I know that comes from Tennessee is moon pie, and I don't like moon pie. You can't speak French either. Wadir is pronounced debacle. No, it's Wadir. Well, it's probably Wadir. No, I've been listening to too many American lawyers, but Wa should be right. Can we have a poll to vote if Valhalla should be disqualified for cheating? No, but we will, every top 3 in every category, we will vote on live tomorrow on stream, so you can come and show Valhalla that cheaters never prosper. Chattanooga is the first city across the Georgia state line. And Chattanooga is one of those names people laugh when I say, because that's not how it's said or something. That's a terrible cleanup job. It's a whole heck of a lot of Blue Star. That's but again, with 66 stabulations, They talked about maybe a leader of the inside juices of a person was there. That's roughly how much you have in the big Stanley Cups. I think a big Stanley Cup is 1.2 liter. Looks like she was trying. No, I think she was dragged around. There's a song about Chattanooga. Choo choo. I like Weiss's pronunciation. Wa Dyer. I think he said it like Wa Dyer. What dear? I don't know. You call it Chat Town. But that's the case we are keeping an eye on. Chattanooga, Tennessee, as I always said, one of my favorite places on the planet. Chattanooga, Chat Town, just across the border from Georgia, named after a piece of nougat that they used to give to a lady who wouldn't shut up. That's why it's called Chattanooga, because she couldn't chat when she was biting into the nougat. Interesting story about Chattanooga. You heard it here. City names on a budget with Baker for the first time. Oh, it's the biggest Stanley Cup you can get in Denmark then, which is so big it can't fit into my cup holder because I have a European cup holder and it can't. And I have a Stanley Cup that won't go into it. But everyone, it's 10:30. Been going for almost an hour. I wasn't supposed to go that long. See you tomorrow. Oh, I had to burp. Hopefully at 10, where we will try and figure out what was the best worst on this channel for 2024. The worst, me, the best, Jamie. The rest, you will help us figure out. And thank you one more time, Marissa, for the new intro song, even though Pixie didn't like it.
What exhibit are you referring to?
I'm going to make this 100, Your Honor.
All right.
100.
100.
Because it is 100%
100%.
correct.
So you literally built a cannon?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
All right, I'm in love.
Go back. Please do that again. Oh, that was the cutest thing I've ever seen.
While I'm waiting for this, did you, whether it's true or not, believe that Mr. Randolph had slept with your wife?
I wouldn't care.
You wouldn't have cared?
No,
Did you believe he had slept with your wife?
no,
Did you believe he slept with your mother-in-law?
probably did. Everybody has.